Kimi, out on HBO, new film from Steven Soderbergh, starring Zoe Kravitz as Angela, a young woman working for a company that sells the titular Kimi, which is a home assistant, such as Alexa or Siri or whatever. Angela, works from home partly as a result of the COVID pandemic, which is directly referenced in the film, and partly because, as we learn, she's agoraphobic as a result of an incident where she was sexually assaulted in the past. So she just stays at her apartment all day, devoting her attention mostly to work, which is specifically listening to various logs recorded by the devices at people's homes, flagged as errors. She's supposed to listen to them and resolve them and provide better instructions for the algorithm to correctly react to the things people say, which previously it didn't know how to interpret. One day things change because through the logs, she hears what she thinks is a crime happening, a sexual crime at that, something very similar to the experience that she had. And so she tries to figure out whether her intuition is correct and confirm what she heard, and then what to do with this information, which will quickly put her in danger as well. So it's a pretty straightforward film, 90 minutes. Most of the time we follow just the main character, and apart from her there's only like 5 people total in the film. At times it feels almost minimalistic in a good way, because that allows us to focus on what matters. The central performance by Zoe Kravitz is very good. I also thought that the camera work really puts the audience in her shoes, makes us experience all the fears and anxieties that she has. Especially, I like the contrast between the comfort of her apartment and the chaos of the outside world. At one point, Angela does leave the building, and the camera behavior immediately reflects the terror that she's experiencing, and helps build the tension in the crucial moments. I mean, successfully, because at times I was really afraid for her. Also, the story is quite well crafted in the way it establishes several Chekhov's guns and then fires them in the last act. There's a lot of very competent setup and payoff happening here, which is something I enjoy. A lot of small things coming to play later. And one of them is even a misdirection, because towards the very end I thought to myself, well, okay, the way that the film is going, knowing other movies, either this will be prolonged into another 10 or more minutes through some artificial plot shenanigans, or someone will come unexpectedly to save the day. And then none of those things happens. Something else. The movie does something way simpler and more direct. And I was like, oh, well, I suppose it does make sense that this would happen. So credit also for that, for not overstaying its welcome and trying to stretch things out, but rather ending things before they get too unbelievable. Also, as a final point, I thought that the film raises some chilling questions about the nature of the world we live in, and specifically the amount of information available about us online, how much we put out, and how easily it's accessible by others, by people who do not necessarily wish us well. So some social commentary is definitely sprinkled in here as well. All in all, I enjoyed it. I think it's simple, straightforward, self-contained, but very good at what it does.